Okay, good afternoon. First, I would like to say once again, welcome, girls, to the class. This is your fabric design class. In Africa, it's called tie-dyeing, but it is a fabric design. So you are learning how to design fabrics. You're learning how to change white fabrics into beautiful designs that you can sew for yourself or you can sew for people. So this is an added curriculum to your training as fashion designers, commonly known as tailoring. But you guys are going to be doing more than what usually other people do in tailoring. You're going to learn about a little bit of the computer part. They're going to teach you how to type. You're going to learn a little bit. So tomorrow when you grow and you learn and you decide to have your own business, you never know. Life can change. You could travel to America and making $80 an hour for sewing just a dress for someone. It costs $60 to sew a simple shirt. Over here, African clothes are a big deal in America. We Africans, we're taking proud in African designs. We love to wear our African attires in the summer. That's what you guys call dry seasons. What we call dry season in Liberia. We love to wear our African clothes. It's a very big deal out here. So that's one of the beautiful part. So your dream should be beyond where you are because you never know what God have in stock for you. Once upon a time, many of us lived in the same conditions and situations and life livelihood like you guys are right now. So I'm going to begin my roll call, and I also want you guys to take into consideration the importance of coming to school on time. You see, time is a good practice. If you do not take advantage or you do not respect time, it's going to affect your life when you grow older or when you decide to progress in your life. I know some of you have to walk to school, some of you have to travel distance to get to school, but what you could do is make sure you plan ahead of time. If you have to be at school by 11, start leaving home earlier so you can be there on time. I'm going to start awarding students that come to school on time. If you come to school on time in a month, you're going to be awarded. I'm not going to tell you what the award is going to be, but it's going to be something that's going to make you happy. So we're going to be doing that as well. To begin, let me first start with my roll call. I'm going to call your first names. If you have two of the same first names, I'm going to call your last names to be specific, okay? I'm going to start with Rebecca, Felicius, Janet, Miley, Noah, Pinky, Victoria, Nady, Krubo, Diamond, Victoria Nepo, Sarah Kofa, Orita, Mami, Kim, Zizi, Felicius Dixon, Wilhelmina, and Annie Rufus. So I just called the name of some of the students I have on my list. I know that you have new students. I will have your program director send me the updates of the class growth in the weeks. So let me first tell the new students or those of you who haven't been opportune to hear me talk about the program. God have a lot in stock through that program. Your lives are going to improve God's willing. We spend endless time here, my fiancé and I, God bless, we have dedicated our lives and time to making sure that you young ladies are in power. I was raised by a single mom in Liberia, and I know what it is when your mother is young and she had to drop out of school to take care of you. Her whole livelihood become all about you. Some of you young mothers are in the same boat, but I want to say to you, take heart. Things are going to improve, and that's why I want you guys to take your training serious and take time. Coming to school on time, very important. So let's draft right into your practical training. I think your director did show you the first lesson talking about history and what Tada have been doing, how long it's been around. Now we're going to go into your project, what you're going to be doing when you go home until the next class, what you're going to be doing. They have the materials there. They're going to be distributing pieces of cotton cloth or bazan we call it to every students in the class that you guys going to take home for your home project. But let me begin with the first sketch we're going to be doing. Now, don't be afraid. You don't have to be an artist. No, there is no mistake in Tada. If you just know how to do your design, you know how to do your chemical mixtures the right way, you will be able to come up with something very important or interesting that somebody would like to wear. So we will be starting out with our first design. Okay, so let me show you guys what is it. So this is what we're going to be working on, our first design. Our first design, we're going to be drawing on the cloth. The cloth you have, you're going to do sketch like a diamond shape on the cloth, but I'm going to show you the easy way. The easy way is to fold the cloth and make sure that you press hard on it so that you can have the line that you can trace. That will make it easy for more people who say, oh, I know how to draw. Okay. Okay. So in my hands here is a white piece of paper. Okay. This white piece of paper represents the pieces of cloth each student is going to get. Alright? Now watch me. I fold my paper into two. You press on it very hard. You practice that with paper first. Okay? Press on it very hard. That's how you're going to do your cloth. You're going to fold it into two and you're going to press on it very hard to make sure that you have this very hard. So I used to knock my hands on the edges so that it can leave the print, so I can be able to use my pencil to sketch over it. So first fold, second fold, and you can go tear four if you want. 3, 4. Alright. Now we're going to hold the ends of this. That will be your lapa. Put it down. It's like making a paper airplane. I'm going to fold over here. Fold it again. Again. I'm going to keep folding it. When you're done folding it, it will look like your lapa will look like something like this. Alright? I'm going to bring a real lapa now to show you on the real lapa. Okay. So I'm using this. I don't have a white bazan here, so I'm using this lapa here. I've been having for almost 5 years. So to show you, I can't even sew it because it's too expensive to sew it. This is a one yard, okay? So for my 1 yard into my first 2 piece. See? Alright. Put it down on the ground. And you can press on the edge with your foot if you want. You can make the line. And put it on the table and press on the edge. You want that print. You want to make sure you have that print. That edge. You want to be sure you have that lines because that's what you need. See over here? See, I have my edge, like I press it. If you have a cold iron, use a cold iron and press the edge so that you can have that line. 2, I fold it into 7p. 4. Put it down again. Press my edges. I want to make sure the edges are pressed. Fold into my tear piece. Now, see how I fold it? It's now small like this. Now I'm going to do this. I'm going to take this piece, this edge, put it down like that. This edge, go like that. And it will look like this. See there? Press on your edge very well. And you fold it. Press on your edge. Fold it back. Look like this. Okay. Now you can fold it like this. Folding the lava, it should look something like this. Seeing it? Come close to the camera. It'll look like this. When you're done folding the lava, it looks something like this. Now even when you do like this, you beat it or step on it on the ground, put it on the ground, put it on your foot. Don't worry, you can dirty it when you dive it, it will get clean. But you're looking for that print. You want to make sure that you have the lines. That's the lines you're going to sketch. So when you're done with the edges like that, go back to the paper. It's now going to look like this. See that? Now this is all you need to be able to do. And you want to take your pencil and sketch these lines, trace the lines. You see that? Take a pencil. See that? Don't do it on yourself, do it on the ground. So let me do it. Lines you can find to sketch. You sketch them. sketch the lines. And what you're gonna do now, when you're done sketching your lines on the laptop, the twine, he has a twine, it's like a thread. You're gonna tie one end, and then you put it in the big needle, like the needle you fix your weave with, and you're gonna it doesn't matter how you stitch, you can do big stitch. You're gonna go like that, and you haul it and tie it tight. You twist the line with the needle and the thread, haul it hard, tie it tight. At the end, and this is what it's gonna look like. That's what you're trying to get. So that's what we're trying, that's your first project. Your first project would be that. So if you do that, you'll be able to get that design. So it's on paper, but if you sketch it, fold it and sketch it, or if you're someone who is real good, you can just use your ruler or your pencil and just do your sketch yourself, but you sew it as a diamond eye, and you'll be able to do the diamond eye, which is a very beautiful design. So that's the diamond eye. And then we have another design also. So if you see the other design there, this is another design as well. So this one here, this one is it's not too difficult. This one you don't even need to fold the paper. I'll show you how you do this one. This will be the second design we're going to do, okay? We're going to do 3 designs. That's the second design. So this one, let me get a paper and we go over it together. So we're going to practice this one. You're just going to draw diamond. 1, 2. I can draw on computer, but I don't know how to draw on paper. Something like this. See the diamond shape? So that's what you're going to do the other design. You're going to draw diamond shape all around the whole lapa, the whole bazan or piece of lapa you have. And you're going to use your needle and thread. You're going to sew here, sew around, and you pull it hard and tie it tight. Move to the second one, sew around, pull it hard, tie it tight. You can do a big stitch just to put it around, tie it tight. The most important thing is to make sure that it's very tight. When you draw it, it should be tight because you don't want the ink to go through there, and the ink goes through, it's going to destroy the lines and you will have messy work done. So you go around, pull it, hold it high and tie it tight. Go around, pull it, hold it high and tie it tight. You're going to do that all around your design. So the instructor is going to is going to divide your class into groups. So one group is going to do this design, the other group is going to do the first one we did, and then the third group going to do the third design I'm going to show. Okay, so guys, we're going to do 3 designs for our project, our first project. So the third group is going to do this design called the diamond eye. Okay. So the third group is going to do this design. That's the diamond eye. So the diamond eye is very, 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 very easier. Okay? So the diamond eye, once again, we're going to practice that on paper. Okay? This one here, you're going to fold your paper, your lapper into only 2 sections, like that. Two equal size. That's all. I'm assuming this is a bazan, okay? So this is a bazan, or the piece of white cloth they give you. You're going to fold it into only 2 sections. 2 only. Just like that. And this place is important. You want to make sure you press on this edge. This is where you want to have the print. This edge should be really, really, so you can see that line. This edge. You want to, if you can iron it, you iron it, but you want to make sure you have that print, that line, that straight line. So go back to the paper. Practice this on paper first. If you do on your cloth, practice this on paper. Do it like that. Straight like that. Now, what we're going to do, what you're going to do now is your diamond. So you're going to do like this. Watch me. Start with the center first. 1. Design. So you see, the line in the center guide you through, and you're just going to use a pen, a pencil, and go 1, 2, keep going like that, going like that. Make sure you start from the center line, and then you will be able to do this. The same thing, you're going to use your twine with your needle and twist the line, and tie it tight. Twist the line, and get at the end of the line. You tie it tight. You're at the end of the line. You tie it tight. So we did 3 designs. This is the group number 3. That's what you guys want to do. Group number 3. Group number 1. And group number 2. Group number. Okay. Let's start again. Group number 1 will do this design, the first one we did. We'll fold the cloth, tell the teacher to pause the video so that you guys can practice it. And he played, he stopped it, okay? So this is group number 1. Group number 2 on the design. And group number 3 on the design. So that's what you're going to do. This is group number 3 on the design. Take the needle, the thread, going to go around, pull it, but practice on papers first. So you guys are going to do a lot of practice on the paper first. That's what the instructor need to do with you guys. You practice on the paper first. Now when you guys are done with your projects, next week we're going to have another class, and then we're going to start talking about how we can tie this design so you can see your first project, what it look like, your own work. You're going to do your own thing, see your own project, and I tell you, it's very, 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 it's loving when you do it. You feel like, I don't know, I remember my first tie-dye design I did many years ago, how I felt that I could change the design of a plain white cloth to something very beautiful. So that's the end of your section for your practical and your project. So see you next class, okay?